tell Reverend him to be here because I talked behind his back last time. She in the line back there. Look, she going through the line right now. Carolyn Cummings, you got Cynthia Barber, you got Reese Gold, the city manager, representing
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to go live. We got 2 rules today. We normally don't have rules, but we got 2 rules. One, the 220 Quarterback Club is a support organization, so we want no mention of whatever is going on about the celebration. That's outside of us. We just support. That's for somebody else to decide. We don't want any to mention that in here in respect to the persons who joined us here today first and foremost. Second off, Mr. Jackson and I and all of you get bombarded with they can't hear your questions. So today we have a second mic, so don't blurt out a question. Raise your hands and we will get the mic around to you. Only ask questions when you have the mic. That's it.
All right, Vaughn.
Thank you, Vaughn.
2 rules.
If I may have your attention, I just got a note from Coach Simmons. He says he's about 5 minutes away. So when he comes, we're going to stop him in the back, and Vaughn is going to put on "I'm So Glad I'm from FAMU" as he walks up to the head table. Okay? I don't want to miss out on any dignitaries. We want the key dignitaries who are here to be at the head table. So let me know if you're having trouble finding a seat. We have some more seats way in the back. But you won't miss anything if you happen to be sitting back there. I didn't bring any jokes with me today. I think while I'm waiting on Coach, I'm going to tell a story, Curtis, I've told many times before. This is not a joke, and it wasn't all that funny to me. But I got a call about 2 a.m. in the morning, and the Dr. Richard Framer, Vice President of Student Affairs, was on the line, and he said, Eddie, if I may have your attention, he said, Eddie, the students have taken over the radio station. It's 2 a.m. in the morning. He was the Vice President of Student Affairs, and he thought I would go ahead and call Dr. Humphreys. Well, I was Director of Public Relations at the time, and I thought I knew the president quite well. So I called all the other vice presidents and told them to meet in the president's conference room in 30 minutes. And then I called President Humphreys, told him what I had done. He said, okay, I'll see you in the conference room. I went in the conference room, all the vice presidents was there, and I was sitting down feeling good that I had made an executive decision to move forward. Dr. Humphreys finally showed up. He opened the door, just put his head inside, got my attention, told me to step outside. And I had a funny feeling, this might not be good. He said, Eddie, who's the president of this expletive deleted university? I said, that would be you, Mr. President. He said, well, how you get the balls, and those his words, to call my vice presidents, tell them where to be at a certain time, and then called me. He said, now, are we clear on who's the president? I started to say, well, not quite, but I said, no. I said, yes, we are, Mr. President. I kind of overstepped my bounds. But Fred Humphreys, being the kind of president he was, he saw I was a little shaken up. So he put his hand on my shoulder and said, now, I probably would have done the same thing you did. But next time you call me first. I said, I'll give that a lot of thought, Mr. President, a lot of thought. That's one of my favorite stories run in with working for Frederick Humphreys, who was a delight to work for. And I knew I was in the right place when I met him at the airport one day, and I said, Mr. President, I'm having a bad day. And he said, Eddie, you don't tell me about your bad day, I won't tell you about mine. I said, I am in the right place at Florida A&M University. Coach Simmons is on his way. I think we'll start out with Selvin. Are you ready? Yes, sir. I will be. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the president of the Florida A&M University Boosters, Selvin Cobb. Mr. Selvin Cobb.
Hello, everyone. Congratulations. I will wait until everybody gets in, but I will not wait until everybody gets here, because it looks like we're going to have a full house here today. But let me say to you all that thank you for everything that you have done to help us to be the HBCU football championship. You guys have worked really, really hard, and I really want to thank you for all that you've done. So with that being, I would turn this back over to our illustrious president, President Eddie Jackson.
Selvin has never been that quick before. Selvin, I needed you to take some time. I may have to tell another old joke I've told before. I'm seeing my wife look at me like, don't you do that. So okay. You see? Oh, okay. We have another seat up here for Reverend Holmes?
Yeah, Reverend Holmes, absolutely. Reverend Holmes, we got to.
You're good?
Reverend Holmes.
You're good. Okay. While we're waiting on Coach Simmons, and we'll stop as soon as he appears, I'd like to have all the visiting city dignitaries and counting. Oh. Okay, I'm not quite clear. You know, I'm not young as I used to be born.
City and county.
Oh, city and county. I know that. Yes. I know that. Yeah. And the school system. Could you, I'd like for you to do it at the microphone if you could, to just tell us who you are. Starting with anybody who wants to be first. Why don't we start with our Mayor Pro Tem? What does Pro Tem mean? What does Pro Tem mean, Curtis?
Vice Mayor.
Vice Mayor, all right.
Good. Well, let me see what time it is. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Curtis Richardson, the Mayor Pro Tem of the city of Tallahassee. Our mayor, unfortunately, is out of town with his family. They took a Christmas cruise, and so he would, if otherwise, he would certainly have been here as well. But and Commissioner Diane Williams-Cox's husband just had surgery, and so she's home with him. She's viewing us on Facebook. Hello, Commissioner. But anyway, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you all for being out this afternoon for sure. And we are just proud of the fact that we were able to contribute somewhat to the team's success by presenting the $10 million that it took to do the necessary repairs to the stadium so that we could have a season here in town. And so, thank you. Thank you all so much for that. And so, look, again, on behalf of my colleagues on the City Commission, our city manager is here, Reese Gold, our deputy city manager, Cynthia Barber, and we're just so proud of those FAMU Rattlers and what they have done to bring attention, national attention, to our All-America city. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Eddie.
Curtis, I thought politicians talked longer than that. Commissioner Cummings, would you mind coming up telling us who you are and what you do and all those good things?
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Good afternoon to each one of you. It's great to be here. I'm Carolyn Cummings. I am the chairperson of the Leon County Board of County Commissioners, and it's great to just be here among each of you. I was telling Commissioner Proctor that this is the first time I have been invited to this gathering, so I guess I had to become chairperson to receive the invitation. But it's great to be here, and hopefully we will all laud the coach of the championship team later on when he gets here. But thank you. Greetings from the Leon County Board of County Commissioners. I know my fellow commissioner, Bill Proctor, will have something to say, but just great to be here. Thank you very much, Mr. Jackson.
Thank you, Commissioner. I told my wife, Jerry, Commissioner Cummings, I told my wife, Jerry, to be sure to invite you, and she dropped the ball on that. Yeah. If you've been watching the program, you know I tend to get in trouble before the program is out. I want to wait until the coach gets here for some of our speakers to get up. And I want to make a few comments by Reverend Proctor while we're waiting on Coach. He was at the football game, the Celebration Bowl, and he was talking a whole lot of trash. And every time Howard took the lead, he would come down to where I was sitting and say, "Are you looking for me?" Yeah. So I just kept quiet. When the game was not in doubt after that interception, I went up to Commissioner Proctor and I said, "Are you looking for me?" You know, I told Proctor that if I couldn't get in FAMU, I would have gone to Howard. I'm sorry. I mean, I know who you are, but I want to introduce you, I think. Attorney, right? Akbar. Yeah, Akbar. You know, I knew your father very well. He was one of my favorite people, and he told me a story once that he was on I think the Mike Douglas show. I don't know if you guys remember the Mike Douglas, long time ago TV. And some people had told him told some of his friends had told other friends that he was going to be on the show. Now, before what's the other name? His name before Akbar? Luther Williams. So they was telling him that this famous psychologist was going to be on from Tallahassee, and so they made sure they were watching. And when your father came out, his friends were kind of disappointed. They said, "Man, that ain't nobody but Luther Williams." I thought, I never forgot that. But he was always one of my favorite people. I'm getting a call. Yes, ma'am. I know that. Yeah, well, I did know that. Thank you very much. I believe the school board chairman is here. Superintendent. Superintendent. That's what I said, ain't it? Superintendent. Close enough. Okay. Now, when
I can wait until Coach Simmons.
you can wait. Okay.
I'd rather wait, honestly.
Yeah, and some of the other people have already spoken while Coach Simmons is not here. You may want to say something again, because I want him to know who's here from the city. And we've got a special presentation that's going to be made by the Tallahassee Quarterback Club. And I want Reverend Holmes to get up and say something, but I want Coach Simmons to be here when he does that, because the 220 Quarterback Club, the FAMU Boosters, have had a very, very successful year. And believe it or not, some of the people in the community have played key roles in that success. And Reverend Holmes, I don't want to say probably more than any other, but probably more than any other, has done a great deal. He's supported our nutrition program. I am pleased to say that we initiated the new FAMU's first football nutrition program. We were in our, I don't know, 4th or 5th year. And Coach Simmons has credited the nutrition program with making a key difference, because for the first time we've had Rattler football players who weighed more after the season than they did before. Okay? Yeah. Stop him right there at the door, and then he can come in.
He may not come in if he see me.
All right, there's a little known secret about Coach Simmons and myself. When I was in junior college in St. Petersburg, I would work for the Recreation Center, and I coached the Little League football team. And I won a championship, but I didn't lose any games at all. But once Coach Simmons became aware of my deep knowledge of the game, he let me call him at the second half when the Rattlers got in trouble. And so my phone was out of order when he overruled my play that resulted in that pick six interception for a touchdown. But I said I wasn't going to mention that, Coach. I think I want to, of course, we got a lot of people here today. We got somebody who's going to make a special presentation. And I think I want Vaughn Wilson to come up and bring him up.
All right, I want everybody to, Mr. Jackson called a lot of people to speak up here today. I want everybody to follow after me how brief I am, okay? This next gentleman really doesn't need much of an introduction. How many members in here went to the Tallahassee Quarterback Club last year when they hosted Willie Simmons? Didn't we have a good time over there? They treat Coach Simmons like royalty at the Tallahassee Quarterback Club, And we are honored every time he makes special accommodation for Coach Simmons. And I mean, just in the middle of the program, he'll call Coach Simmons up to come speak in front of, a room full of supporters. I'd like to bring up the president of the Tallahassee Quarterback Club, FAMU, and the Tallahassee Quarterback Club's history goes back to Jake Gaither, who was a member. And without further ado, I'd like to bring up Hugh Tomlinson.
Thank you, Brother Vaughn. Appreciate y'all having me here. Mr. Jackson, thanks for the invitation. I hear you was quite the quarterback yourself.
Heard about that.
Any truth to that?
I don't know how to take that.
Well, I'm just telling you what I've heard over there at the Tallahassee Quarterback Club. Listen, it's so great to be with you guys and to be here. I've always wanted to come to the 220 Club. I've heard about it a long time. And I've asked my FAMU friends forever to bring me to the 220 Club. And they kind of shake their head, said, you don't want to come. They said, the food's not too good over there. I said, really? Well, I don't have to eat. They said, well, you don't want to go. He said, they don't look like you over there. I said, you mean they're not handsome? And listen, I've done been here, and the food is wonderful. And y'all are all so pretty. So I'm so mad with them not bringing me to the 220 Club sooner than this. I have to tell you, though, I was real nervous to be here, and it's true. And so when I come to a place like this, I said, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to see somebody in the audience that I really, really trust and admire, and I'm going to mimic what they do, and for that's my buddy Vaughn Wilson. So I was eyeballing him all this evening as soon as I walked in. And I've been just kind of following his guide a little bit and following what he's doing. But I have to tell you, Vaughn, I'm not comfortable trying to sneak all this silverware out of this place. I don't even know how you would do that right there. Look at that. I'm sorry about that. It's just I ain't comfortable with that, Mr. Jackson. Listen, I want y'all to know that y'all have done brought a championship back to Seven Hills. But listen, that don't just belong to Seven Hills, that belongs to Tallahassee, because I want to tell you something, we are so proud of FAMU and Coach Simmons. And what I'll tell you is this was a historic year for Tallahassee, for football in Tallahassee. We have two conference head coaches of the year. 2 head coaches. We also have 2 conference champions. And we were supposed to have 2 national champions in Tallahassee. Well, that didn't work out. But y'all went up there, and I texted Coach Willie Simmons Saturday before. Here you go, Commissioner, right there. Before the football game Saturday, I texted Willie. I said, "You go get that thing." And I want to tell you something. He texted back, indeed, and he indeed brought it back. So congratulations, FAMU. I have to tell you something. He was a little cruel during that ball game, though. Not only for 3.5 quarters did he have Commissioner Proctor happy, he done had the Vice President of the United States up there trying to be happy for 3.5 quarters. She's up there dancing with some pasty guy. Looked like her accountant. I said, honey, why do you think she brought her accountant to the ball game with her? But he had her happy for 3.5 quarters. One thing I did want to say before the presentation is, we call him Shotgun, but I saw something that was a little out of character after that ball game. I saw him crying on the sidelines a little bit. Did y'all see that? I tell you what, I was sitting there thinking, now I know Coach Gaither ain't never been caught crying on the sidelines. Coach Hubbard, Billy Joe, you keep that up, we're going to have to call you Squirt Gun. We'll be changed that. All right. So let me tell you a little bit about the Tallahassee Quarterback Club. We've been around since 1949. I think I've lightened my load a little bit. Oh, wait, here, there's just a little bit more over here. We've been around since 1949. And listen, everybody thinks that's an FSU club. It's a Tallahassee club. All right, we support all 10 local high schools and there's one more spoon there. And we support FAMU and Florida State. And our history goes way back with FAMU and Florida State. I'm going to read something here in just a little bit. But since the 1950s, we've been giving away presenting a Jake Gaither Sportsmanship Award every year on an annual basis. And about 10 years ago, a gentleman named Dennis Jefferson called me. Y'all know who that is? Okay. Y'all kind of young. I didn't know if y'all remember him or not. Anyway, he called me. He said, you know how long the quarterback club's been around? I said, I do. I'm the president. 1949. He says, well, in I think he said 55, I was presented, and he was the very first person presented with the Jake Gaither Sportsmanship Award. And Mr. Jefferson said, of all my life, he says, I've had a lot of accomplishments, but that stands out to me as one of the highlights of my life. So we are proud to give and present the Jake Gaither Award. Coach Simmons has had the opportunity to do that for quite a while. Back in 1952, the quarterback club wanted to recognize Coach Jake Gaither, and I'm going to read something that I share on our annual banquet from time to time. We were founded in 1949, of course, and ahead of their time, the quarterback club was greatly impressed and enamored with the would-be Hall of Fame legendary coach. And in 1952, still very early in Coach Gaither's career, very early, kind of like Coach Simmons, very early in his career, and just 3 years into the quarterback club's club history, the quarterback club presented Jake Gaither with an honorary membership in the all-white club. So I want to read what the Tallahassee Democrat. This announcement in the Tallahassee Democrat reads as follows. Quarterbacks give membership card to Coach Gaither, Tallahassee, Florida, November 28th, 1952. Jake Gaither, Director of Athletics and head football coach at the Florida A&M College, was given an honorary professional membership in the Tallahassee Quarterback Club last week. The formal presentation of the membership card was made to Coach Gaither by Spencer Burris, club president, at the annual banquet given by the college for the group. The quarterback club enjoyed a turnout of 105, a record for any function between annual kickoff and the closing jamboree. Excerpts of the letter which accompanied the card to Coach Gaither and which also read prior to the formal presentation follow. The board of directors of the Tallahassee Quarterback Club at its first regular meeting of the 1952 season voted unanimously to extend an honorary membership in our organization. This is the first such membership voted by our group, and we do not intend to confer them in great number. We feel that you and your team have done an outstanding job both on and off the field and in the state of Florida as well. While an honorary membership may never be visible, tangible value, we hope you will accept it as an expression of our goodwill and our appreciation for your contributions to Florida football. That was given to Coach Jake Gaither in 1952. Hey, Commissioner. Nick. And in 2009, they gave their second head coach their honorary membership, and that's Coach Bobby Bowden. And today, we're going to do it for just the third time. Just the third time. I'm going to read this club decoration. I've got a framed copy here. Whereas Coach Willie Simmons, the 18th head coach at Florida A&M University, has demonstrated exceptional leadership and coaching prowess, amassing a remarkable 45-13 active record, including an impressive 4-year streak of at least 9 wins. Whereas Coach Willie Simmons has been recognized as the 2023 Southwestern Athletic Conference Coach of the Year, a testament to his outstanding coaching abilities and dedication to the sport. Whereas Coach Willie Simmons steered his 2023 team to an extraordinary 12-1 record, remaining undefeated in conference play and securing the university's first conference title and Southwestern Athletic Conference. Whereas Coach Willie Simmons led his 2023 team to the Celebration Bowl, where the Rattlers triumphed over Howard University. You looking for me, Coach Proctor? Score 30-26, capturing the bowl championship and clinching the prestigious 2023 HBCU Football National Championship. That's all right to clap. Whereas under Coach Willie Simmons' exceptional leadership, FAMU secured its first outright HBCU Football National Championship in 25 years, the 2023 championship, marking an historic achievement to this university. Whereas the Tallahassee Quarterback Club has cherished a meaningful and mutually enriching 6-year relationship with Coach Willie Simmons, enhancing the camaraderie among the club members and fostering unity within the local football community. Whereas the Board of Directors recognizes Coach Willie Simmons as a person of high character, one who consistently demonstrates integrity, genuine care for players, and a commitment that extends beyond the call of duty, contributing significantly to this community. Whereas the Tallahassee Quarterback Club acknowledges that the conferral of honorary memberships is a rare and weighty decision, having been granted only twice to head coaches in our esteemed 74-year history. Whereas the Tallahassee Quarterback Club proudly bestowed honorary memberships upon the late FAMU head coach Jake Gaither in 1952 and the late FSU head coach Bobby Bowden in 2009, acknowledging their exceptional contributions to the sport and the community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Tallahassee Quarterback Club hereby confers upon Coach Willie Simmons an honorary lifetime membership, recognizing his outstanding coaching achievements, leadership, and unwavering commitment to the spirit of football and community, ensuring his enduring legacy within the esteemed ranks of our historic institution. In witness hereof, this declaration is hereby executed by the president of the club with approval of the board of directors on this 20th day, 2023. Our honorary lifetime member, Coach Willie Simmons.
I wonder why so many people were eating with their hands. I'd like to bring up a true Rattler who's been critical to the team's success and success in this community overall, and that's the Reverend Holmes.
I'm so glad to be here. Praise the Lord for victory. God is good. All the time, God is good. No, good morning, brothers and sisters. Good morning. Let me sincerely thank this very special 220 Quarterback Club led by Eddie Jackson, who was most valuable player in his high school. And you all did not know before artificial intelligence, it wasn't Albert Chester quarterbacking. It was Eddie Jackson. To this very special quality of a man, Coach Simmons, we are deeply indebted to him and his staff and the FAMU administration for excellence with caring and how he has created and developed men of great character. Every year, he followed the tradition of other coaches. He would bring the team to Bethel, and he allows me to come on the football field with him. And I remember the first game of the season, West Florida. We were getting a little agitated. He came to me and said, "Reverend, need the anointing, need the anointing, need the anointing." and we went in the locker room, one playing our best. And I never heard Coach Simmons speak in tongues. He started speaking in tongues. Those boys started looking around and looking at me as a God is speaking. But seriously, we're blessed to be the number one team in HBCU football, academically and athletically. So, Coach, this is your hour. We praise God for you, your wife, and your team. And remember what we said way back in the day on that first Sunday in September. Well, for 2 years straight, right? We baptized with close to 12 guys. It's amazing, man. All those guys score touchdowns, make the right tackles at the right time. We got 3 in the pros. And when Isaiah Major intercepted that last ball, I said, God is good. And then the FAMU band started playing. He's an on-time God.
The city of Tallahassee and Florida A&M was like sometimes one unit, and I say that because the support we got when we needed 4 buses to get to the airport, and it was late. But after a few phone calls, one of the people who played a critical role in that, I think maybe 2, since his deputy is here, is, I think I got this right, Reese Gold, city manager? Yes, sir. Come on up and say a few words, and thank you for your support.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Jackson. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Reese Gold. I'm city manager. Mr. Jackson has reminded me of a story. There's a lot of these, right, with the relationship of the city and how we work with FAMU. And Coach, congratulations. Thank you so much. Let me just say this. And I want to talk about that story, Mr. Jackson, because it's a good story, by the way. I'm going to embellish probably, but it'll be a good one. But let me say this, because this is really heartfelt. Coach, you and the young men that play football on that field, you don't do that without adversity and overcoming adversity. And what I know, having leading a team of people, is you don't do it unless they love each other. Unless they have a brotherhood, they love each other, they fight for each other. So I know what you've done. I can only imagine what you've done, and we appreciate it, because your success, everybody's going to share in your success. And it's not just FAMU. And we love FAMU. FAMU is a pillar of our community. Tallahassee's going to share in it. Florida's going to share in it. And frankly, I'll be honest with you, our country's going to share in it, because it's the examples we need in our community to come together, to live together, to love each other. And congratulations. And I appreciate what you've done. Thank you. And so, I can't imagine how many thousands of stories there are behind this success. Mr. Jackson reminded me of one. There's a bunch this year too, where somebody calls and said, "We got this issue, we got this thing, and we need to tackle it, right?" And by the way, Commissioner Richardson does it to me. He's the best, right? He calls and he's like, "Yeah, no big deal. You just need to can we get 15 buses?" I'm like, "Well, sir, we don't have like 12 in the whole fleet, right?" Whatever, don't worry about it, you can figure it out type thing. And we do, by the way. So there was one day that I get this panicked call, and it's, hey, this whole thing, we're out of schedule, and we don't have a way to the airport, we got to get there, and we got like like 30 minutes. It was some crazy thing like this, right? And I said, 30 minutes to get to the airport, get on airplanes. Anybody been on an airplane recently? You got to get there like 2 hours early. You can't get there 30 minutes early. You got to get there 2 hours early. So I'm like, I don't have any details. Coach Simmons, you know what's going on. I have no details. I'm like, I don't have time for this phone call. I have to hang up right now and tell the buses to start driving. They don't even know where to go, right? So I call our Star Metro director, and we've got a great relationship with FAMU in the band. And I said, listen, Angela Baldwin, she's our Star Metro director. If you don't know her, she's the best. And I said, Angela, I need however many drivers. It was a bunch. It really was a bunch. And she's like, well, they're not working. It doesn't matter. I need them. Listen, if you have to go get in the bus yourself, I need you to start the bus up, and I need you to get it going in the right direction. She said, which one is that? I said, I don't know. I'll let you know in a second, right? I'm waiting on that. And so she's like, I got it. I mean, great team. And then I get the word, hey, we're going to go pick them up at the field house, and they got to be at the airport. What time's the flight? Like in 30 minutes, right? And so then Cynthia and I work on it. We call the police, right? We're like, we got to like clear the way to get to the airport. And then we called the airport director, like, hey, we got to make sure this plane. It was teamwork. It happened, didn't it, Coach? And you guys made us proud too, by the way. We appreciate it. But there's all these things that go on, and I'm just pleased to be a small part of that. And we're gonna keep it going, by the way. That's how we generate success. We appreciate you. You guys are on the field, you're doing the work, and you're conquering, and we're just proud to be a little piece of it. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, we have the superintendent of schools, Rocky Hanna. All right.
I don't know how I follow Reverend Holmes. I can follow Reese Goad maybe with the school bus story, but or Hugh. And I'm at the end of the table down there with Commissioner Proctor, and he's not a Rattler, so they just give him the plastics. We don't get the good stuff on this on this end. You get the stuff that breaks, right? But it's an honor to be here today. It brings back memories for me. I'm a Tallahassee kid. I have vivid memories of the late 70s listening to A&M games on WA&M radio and the broadcasters. And I mean, just congratulations, Willie, on an amazing season. I want to thank you for two things. One, my wife just had foot surgery about 3 days ago, and I've been driving Miss Daisy. So this gave me some time to get out of the house, and woo, she's got a little bell, and that bell just keeps on ringing. And second, many of you are aware of this, we have a half-penny sales tax in Leon County that goes to support capital improvement projects, and we invested, as you know, $65 million at Rickards High School, and we rebuilt Rickards, rebuilt Fairview. I mean, we've done a lot of good work, and we're going into NIMS now with a new Performing Arts Center, and a lot of that half-penny sales tax money is paid by people that come from out of town. So not only are they getting a butt whooping coming to Tallahassee by FAMU, they're helping to pay for our new schools. So I want to thank you for that. So as long as, when A&M and Florida State are winning, people are coming and they just spending money. Just keep spending and just keep on going home. But, a lot of people say that your football program is the front porch to your institution. It's like that with our high schools. If our high school football programs are good, and this, the kids' morale is high, they're excited. I mean, if they're not, then things are different, and this life is different. And since you've been here, the front porch at A&M is great. And when people walk up, and that's the best recruiting tool, when people wanting to come to Tallahassee. And you're right, this is a victory for Seven Hills, but it's a victory for Tallahassee and Leon County. And the thing about it, he does it the right way. And you see that at the end when he was a man, the pressure, and there's a lot of pressure that comes with this job. And then all that emotion comes out, and he got me going. And my wife, why are you crying? I said, because Coach Simmons, all that pressure and the build up, I started crying. I guess I'm wet gun Willie or whatever. I'm crying. The older I get, the more I cry. But he does it the right way. And even during the season, his kids, when they're focusing on academics and getting ready for the ball games, they're in our schools. They're over here at Pineview, mentoring and working with our children. Coach Simmons went on the road with me and the sheriff, and we talked had assemblies at our middle schools and our high schools to talk to kids about the senseless gun violence in our community. He's not just a good coach, he's a good man. He's a good man. And I hate to break the news, and y'all know this. Chances are we ain't gonna have him much longer. I know I hate to be the one to tell y'all that. Until Reverend Holmes is gonna have to pass the plate twice. We're gonna have to stand up and face the wall and walk through 2 times, right? Somebody we're gonna have to ante up and pony up. But while you're here, Willie, we're just so blessed and thankful that you're in Tallahassee and you're leading these. They're not just better players, they're better young men, and that's because of your leadership. So congratulations and God bless you.
Howard University graduate Commissioner Proctor.
He ain't got nothing to say.
Be brief, brother, be brief.
Well, if I got to talk with my back to y'all, I'll just look at the wall. In school, I got sent to the corner, and I just learned to study well over in the corner looking at the wall. Coach, how you doing, bro? Them Bison taught you how to pray a little harder, didn't they? Boy, look, when Musa got that 2-point, Coach, how was your Depends holding up? Now, Mr. Jackson didn't tell y'all nothing wrong. I come down there, we got that touchdown. I say, Mr. Jackson, were you looking for me? You know, I'm trying to get all in his face. Are you looking for me, bro? And Coach, I need you to know that when Musa got that 2-point thing, Reverend Holmes, what you call it? Safety, that's it. Yeah. Reverend Holmes. I was sitting with him, and Reverend Holmes, it was language that have never ever been spoken in Frenchtown, nowhere on Macomb Street. This kind of language hadn't been heard on the set. I thought they were going to revoke Musa's NAACP life membership. Words about our quarterback and things about, But I learned that the Rattlers do have a broad vocabulary, especially after that safety. That was just some kind of moment. But to God be the glory. There were 2 events that happened, and I know Coach will agree that number 9, what's his name? From Rickards. Coach will tell you that I harassed him. Coach, we need that boy from Rickards. Coach, did I tell you we need that boy? And woke Coach out. And I'm so glad that I bothered Coach and begged Coach, give that boy a chance because he was a little. He was a little on the small side. And we brought him in, and I'm so sorry that I did that, Coach. That's the worst beg I ever had in my life. I could tell they didn't like me because they put me down here. Mr. Jackson didn't like me and set me down here between 2 men who just don't like me for nothing. City manager don't like me, and Rocky, the superintendent, don't like me. I said, it's going to be a sad lunch for me. But, Coach, I got something for you. Reese, you pass me that bag, please. I got something for you. It was your birthday the other day? No. Huh? They had it on the internet. It was your birthday. It wasn't your birthday. Well, Coach, I know people bringing their accolades and all like that. But, Coach, you know, I texted you and told you that play, the winning, was I right about that? That right there came from when I saw that play, Reverend Holmes, it happened in slow motion. I will never forget that play. It was a flea flicker throwback pass. And that thing was in the back. George Stanley, number 75, you in here? It was in the back of our high school playbook down at FAMU DRS high school. We went to high school. And when I saw that play emerge, it was in my mind, do-do-do-do-do-do-do. And it was after it happened, I was like, flea flicker, throwback, cross the field. We had the same high school coach as quarterbacks. Great call. But, Coach, if you would please come forward, I got something for you. it's okay for you to open this beautiful bag and hold that. Well, no, yeah, a little sanitizer. Because I know it was rough. I know it was rough. And for the product that you got there, just hold it up and just, everybody didn't get that. So, yes, indeed. I'm going to have to drop the mic on that. Ladies and gentlemen, I brought my attorney with me because Attorney Akbar is here personally with me because I told him how bad you all had maligned me. And when I started that lady won, I think, $148 million from Giuliani the other day. I said, Mataki, man, me and you can make lots of money. You ought to just hear how people defame and libel me. So y'all say bad things about me, man. $148 million is good money. Coach, we love you.
Thank you, all right,
I think our last deputy city manager want to say a few words.
Hi, Coach. Congratulations. I'm so pleased to be here with my family and see everyone. We are so excited. I hope you know the energy in the city of Tallahassee for you and the FAMU football team. And Reese did describe it right. It's crazy. Whatever FAMU calls for, we're going to make it happen. We don't know how, and everybody's running around, but we are always going to make it happen. Whether it's the big things like stadium improvements or small things. Carmen Cummins calls me quite often. That's my sister, and I love her. There she is. She called, they said, Miss Barber, FAMU's erected a huge sign, welcome to home the Rattlers for homecoming. I said, oh, that's nice. They said, but it's a code violation. I said, oh. I said, well, it's gonna have to stay. They said, no, really, the guys are down there issuing a citation. So I got in my car and I rode down, and Carmen was hot. I mean, 38 hot. She was hot. I said, well, we're going to try to figure out where to position it. She found the perfect spot for the sign. I rode around. I said, Carmen, when I pull up, I can't see cars. So I told him, I said, what we're doing, we're going to move this a few inches, but the sign is staying for homecoming. So we worked that out with the sign. Here recently, this year, Carmen called me. We just can't pay all that money for police. And I said, okay, I gotta pay him. So let's figure this out. So I said, what's the budget? And she told me, I called the chief. I said, Chief, I'm providing this many dollars in police support. He said, well, how you know how much it's gonna cost? I said, that's how much it's costing. You go and you figure out a strategy to get me to this dollar amount for this coverage for this football game. He said, no problem, Miss Barber, I don't care what it costs. Here's the bill, it's this amount. So it's throughout our organization, whether it's the police department, Star Metro, we needed transportation for the concert at Cascades Park here recently. We already know we need bus, we need transportation, and food. We're gonna do those two things, whether it's for football or for the band. But we are so extremely proud, and it's what the city manager and everyone has said. It's not just an accomplishment for FAMU. It's not just an accomplishment for the city of Tallahassee. But there's national attention focused on what we've done here. You're the national champions. You're our champions, and we're so very proud of you. I didn't get to travel to Atlanta. I was supposed to pick my mom up to come here. And I'd gone in for Korean food in the restaurant. I walked in, they had some game up there. I didn't know anybody up there. I went to the manager, I said, hey, you gotta change this. You gotta put the FAMU game on. They didn't know, they said they didn't know that FAMU was playing. I was like, you don't know. So I told them, who FAMU was and that the game was on. We were running up, by the end, we had them running up and down, and they were all worried. They said, oh, Howard's gonna win. I said, let me tell you something. I'm not worried. I said, because FAMU's gonna come back in second half. I said, coach is gonna go in there and he's gonna speak some language. Reverend Holmes, I didn't know it was tongue. I was telling him something else. I was telling him he's gonna say some of this, and he's gonna say, I bet you they're gonna come back out and win, and you guys did just that. I don't know what you spoke, I don't know what you said, but it worked, so you use what you have to use to get what we need to get. Congratulations, Coach.
Commissioner Nick Maddox is in the house. Commissioner? I'm going to try this again. Be brief, brother, be brief.
All right. Good afternoon. Congratulations to the Rattler Nation. I have a bit of a different relationship with Coach Simmons, probably more so different than anybody else in here. We came out of high school together, and so we had a chance to play each other in college. Of course, I always won. But I knew when the newspaper article came out and Willie Simmons was the guy, I leaned over to a friend of mine and I said, we got a coach. You guys don't understand what it's like as a player to become a coach. And then to have young men looking at you the way you once looked at your coach and believe in you. You don't have a championship team without having a coach that the players can look at and admire and draw from. Rocky said we may not keep this man for much longer, but what I believe in is that Coach, because he comes where I come from, has been taught a sense of loyalty to a program that he builds. A lot of people say, well, this is our first official, but if you look back, 2019, as I read on the side here, he's built 2 of them, in 2019 and today. And so we can say he's built 2 of them. But most of all, what you have to know about this man right here is that he's developing young men and he's developing coaches. And more so than any championship he'll ever win, what these players and what these coaches go on to be will be a result of what work Willie Simmons has put into him. Coach, I'm proud of you, man. Congratulations.
Curtis, you want to say a quick word? Coach wasn't here when you spoke it first. Just a brief word to Coach. Be brief, brother. Be brief.
And I will be brief. I will be. I'm Curtis Richardson. For those that don't know me, I'm the Mayor Pro Tem of the All-America City of Tallahassee. And Coach, I can't tell you how proud we are of you. I know that the coach is from Gaston County. I spent 20 years in the Gaston County School District, first as a school psychologist and then as their STEM coordinator. His wife and I worked together. That's how I know her and got to know him. And so I know that everybody in Gaston County is just ecstatic. There are some Gaston Countyans here. I saw a lot of them in the room, but we are just so proud of what you have brought to Tallahassee. And we're going to demonstrate that certainly in Eddie said not, or Vaughn said not to mention anything about, so I won't go there. But there will be some citywide celebrations of what you have accomplished and brought to the city of Tallahassee. And just know that we all appreciate you and will continue to pray for your continued success. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Eddie.
Thank you, Curtis. Coach, we have the mayor from Cairo, Georgia, came all the way over to make a special presentation. Yeah.
Nah, Mr. Eddie, Cairo was in Egypt. Cairo was in Georgia. I know that this was a Hall of Famer mistake. I won't hold that against. Also, as he just said, I'm Booker Gaynor, the mayor of Cairo, Georgia. I'd also like to thank everybody who decided to ride through Cairo to go to the game instead of Bainbridge and Thomasville and Highway 27 to Columbus and all of that. So we made sure we spoke to the sheriff deputies and told them no tickets as those Rattlers are traveling up to Atlanta. So you got me to thank for that. At the beginning of the year, we started an initiative to help with our academics as well as our athletics partnership. And it was a scholarship that we wanted to bridge the gap. And as Reverend Holmes had already said, we have academic excellence and athletic excellence. And we want to end this initiative by bidding an autographed helmet from our SWAT coach of the year, FAMU head coach, and our national championship coach,
Coach Willie Simmons. We also have a football as well, and I'd like to let you know these proceeds not only go to our FAMU Athletics Fund, they also go to the College of Social Science, Arts, and Humanities, and we're joined by Dean Matthews here today. Also the School of Journalism and Graphic Communication, and the School of Allied Health. So, as you did say, be brief, brother, be brief. If you would like to bid on this autographed memorabilia, I have these cards. You can see me at the end of the program, and they will make the perfect gift sitting on somebody's fireplace, she shed, Rattler den, man cave. This is it. Congratulations, Coach. And you're right. I'm working on naming 111 South Willie Simmons Way. So.
You know, Mayor, Commissioner Richardson told me you were from Cairo. We're going to move on, and the man of the hour. I've only had one issue with Coach Simmons in all the years I've known him. I told him once that I never threw an interception. And he said, Eddie, you have to be in the game to throw an interception. I've never forgiven him for that. But ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to say the head coach of the national champions, the Florida A&M Rattlers, Coach Willie Simmons.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh man, I know it's been a long morning, and you guys have eaten really well. So itis is starting to set in. So I'll make sure I'm brief so that some of y'all can go home and take a nap. Because I know you're partied hard in Atlanta. Trust me, I saw the videos. I saw some of the videos. So you had a great time. But it's such an amazing time. Thank you, Eddie. For just everything that you guys stand for, what you mean to this program. We can't do what we do without you. I've said it many times. This victory is again your victory. This championship is yours, and we truly appreciate it. To our city, our leaders, thank you all so much. Again, we can't, like I said, when we call, you answer the call, and sometimes we call with some unrealistic expectations, and I understand that. So thank you for sometimes bending over backwards to make sure that we're able to do what we need to do to support these student athletes and continue to represent FAMU. Looking down the line here, Reverend Holmes, I appreciate it. Of course, every year it's a staple for us to start the season by going to Bethel Baptist, and every year, a large number of our guys, give their lives over to God and go get baptized, and that's the greatest championship at the end of the day. And so again, we know Coach Holmes is a mainstay there. He's going to be there in the field house. He's going to usher the guys out. We got with Donald a few years ago to get some extra padding for the helmets because he's got some heavy hands, so he hits the guys across the head before they're going out. And we had a few concussions in that first year, so we had to tell Donald there's some extra padding. So when we come to you, when Donald Reed comes in asking for some money for helmets, that's for Reverend Holmes. So, but we appreciate you and of course, Pastor McAllister over at Bethel AME, and of course we went over to what's the last church we went to? Your wife's church there. Greater Mount Zion. We're able to Greater Mount Zion. We're able to able to go there. So Ms. Jared, thank you for the invite. And next time we'll make sure that we're the whole team is there. And again, we appreciate all the prayers, all the love, the support. It means the world to us. We're raising men. Of course, we believe in a holistic approach here at FAMU. It's not just about academic excellence and athletic excellence. It's about excellence in their personal lives and their spiritual lives, everything that makes them the men that you all want to see. That's what we're all about. And so I'm proud to be able to lead that group because they really do embody that. I don't tell them to run down to the end zone to pray when they run out of the tunnel. They do that on their own. I don't tell them to point to the sky. I don't tell Kevin Dean to thank God over and over and over again as he won game MVP. Those are the things that are embedded inside them from a long time ago, and that you guys continue to push through them. So again, thank you. And then Hugh, again, I appreciate you for just the love, the warmth that you guys share at the Tallahassee Quarterback Club. Every time I go, it's just a great time, a great experience. If you guys haven't been, it's they have a great time there. The food ain't as good, Eddie, but they have a great little less seasoning in the chicken. Don't know why, but it's a little bit. So don't steal silverware, steal some pepper and take it back so that when I do come back, that I can eat the whole chicken, and so I don't have to smuggle in some hot sauce. He knows I love him, but no, this is truly a special honor. Again, I get compared to the legendary coaches here, often, and it really doesn't feel right to be honored, the way Jake Gaither was, or the way Rudy Hubbard or Billy Joe. I just try to come every day and do a good job, and make you guys proud. That's why I get up every day, and the need for us to raise today's generation. That's really what it's all about. These young men. They say, we've been hearing it. You guys heard it when you were growing up. I heard it. Nick and I, when we were coming up. The kids aren't different. The kids aren't different. Well, yeah, they are. They are. They're different because of what they're exposed to and what they have access to. And so we have to be diligent in making sure that we continue to educate them on the way to conduct themselves and to carry themselves. And we were blessed to be able to go to or have an NFL seminar with, some individuals from the NFLPA up there in Atlanta. Some retired NFL players who had transitioned on to work in different areas, development, operations, and those type things. And one of the gentlemen, when he got up, the first thing he said was, "Hey guys, take your hoodies off, take your headphones off, take your hoodies off." First impressions are everything, and just to help continue to make the guys understand that we are looking to them to be our future leaders, and that's a huge part of what we do. So the wins are great, the championships are amazing, but to see the number of guys continue to graduate, continue to make a difference, that's really what it's all about. And so it's been a long season. 13 games is a long time, but we fully expected to play 13 when the season started. I passed out my player manual the first day of training camp, and on the last page it has a quote on there. It says 300 plus days of work for 13 opportunities, and so the regular season is 11. We're guaranteed 11 games, but we started that talk that day of 13. Our goal is to get to 13 games. And in order to do that, you got to win your division. You then got to win your conference. And obviously that gives you a chance to go play for a national championship. And we set some lofty goals for ourselves, and we hit every single goal that we set out for ourselves this season. And that's a testament to just, those guys buy in. My very first speech here as head coach to our team was we talked about a lot of things, the philosophy of the program and how we wanted to look, how we wanted to talk, act, dress. But the one thing I told them was that we will win and win big when everyone buys in, not a second before. When everyone buys into what we're doing here, that's when we'll win big. And fortunately, we have a group of men that have bought in. And, we've faced all kind of adversity this year. I made a joke at the press conference, the week before the Celebration Bowl. We went up to the press conference, and Steve Harvey's, I think he's his publicist or works for Steve Harvey in some capacity. She asked a question about hip-hop culture, so she wanted to know what kind of music motivates the guys, and what do you guys do? I said, well, our season started off with a pretty significant rap video that a lot of us weren't very happy about. So, that was the start of the season. That literally was a few days before SWAC Media Day. And so SWAC Media Day is the official start of the football season. So, just to start the season with that type of adversity, having to suspend activity and, and all those things. But again, it was a lesson. It was a teachable moment for our guys about responsibility. about what we as Rattlers are expected to do and how we're expected to present ourselves. And every chance we get, we said it's the front door to the university. There were 1 million people that watched that game, and of those 1 million people, a lot of them had never heard of Florida A&M. A lot of them had never known about HBCUs. And so for them to get that type of exposure, to be able to start to research and say, hey, I can see myself being successful here. When they hear about the NFL legends and they show our alum, and I think that's one of the best things that Tiffany and Jay do. They highlight the alum of our institutions. And so, when you see Pam Oliver and you see John Thompson and, Kimberly Godman and all the list of people that have come through here and done amazing things, it makes a young person believe that it's possible. And I think that's really what it's all about. And so, again, the guys worked their butts off this year. They didn't complain. They didn't complain a lot. They complained a little bit. You can never feed them enough. So, so speaking of buses, so we bused to Atlanta, and we had the 4 charter buses like we always have. Well, as soon as we left Tallahassee, as soon as we left the field house, the second bus, the one that's actually wrapped with the FAMU, I think something was wrong with the compression or something was leaking. So we had to pull over at Walmart to let them fix that. Well, that took about an hour. So we sat there for about an hour waiting on that to get fixed. And as soon as we fixed it, we jumped on Capitol Circle, headed towards 27. We didn't go through Cairo. Sorry about that. We thought Africa was way too far to get to Atlanta. So we took Capitol Circle to 27, but as soon as we got on, it happened again. So then we had to pull over again, and so it knocked about an hour and a half out of our travel time, added about an hour and a half. So you can imagine, we practiced Wednesday morning early, say like we always do at 6 a.m., and then we gave them breakfast, delivered it from the calf, and then we got on the bus. And so they ate at about 8:15 or so. So we get to Atlanta, and we're not even to Atlanta yet. It's about 3:30, and they're about to tear the buses up. The team group chat is blowing up. Like, Coach, y'all wrong. You're doing us wrong. We're hungry. I was like, Lord have mercy. This is what they're thinking about. It's the championship game. Like, they are starving. So, so I hit her with one of old, my grandmother's lessons back when we were young and growing up, and we were complaining about being hungry. She said, "Well, just go to sleep." So, I dropped in the team group chat. Y'all just go to sleep. We'll be in Atlanta in an hour, and you'll be fine. So, but they've done everything we've asked. I know at many points throughout the season, they have run your blood pressure up. They have had you all speaking tongues. I know they've done all those things, but they have just continued to fight and persevere and believe, and that's why when that moment finally hit, and I don't proclaim to be a tough guy. That's not what I claim to be. I've just kind of been, I don't know, it's kind of a weird thing that in my life, in moments where I would cry, so to speak, for some reason, other things happen that I just kind of don't. I lost my dad when I was 6. I was too young to really understand what was happening. And when my mom passed, I was away. I was playing arena ball. And so I had a quick moment there. And then by the time I flew here, a couple of days had passed. And so my sisters never really saw me cry because of my mom passing. When my granddad passed, I was driving up to Lorman, Mississippi to start working at Alcorn State. So I was in the car by myself. So nobody saw me, show emotion during that time. And lo and behold, we win a championship and 1.5 million people get to see me. But, but during the season, football takes a lot out of us. It really does. The time, the sacrifices. But just the way I'm wired, I don't celebrate, and I tell my wife, we've gone back and forth about my post game, and I go down to Capital Cigars. Of course, I see many members here that that go down there with us, and that's kind of my post game. And I said I'm not going to celebrate. I'm going to decompress. Like I'm just decompressing from a hard week of work. So it's not a celebration. And I didn't celebrate after any win this year. You know, I didn't enjoy it because just the way my mind works, I'm immediately thinking about how we can play better. I'm sitting in the field house when everyone's gone waiting on the film to download so I can watch it and see how we can play better. And that's just the way I am. So when the clock was running down that last minute after we got the first down and I knew they couldn't stop it anymore, you know, Ray Matthews, who of course has been there every step of the way, you know, has been there ever since I stepped foot on this campus as a head coach. You know, when he grabbed me, you know, it just kind of let it all just come out at one time. And, you know, so it was an emotional moment. It was just a moment of reflection, of appreciation, of favor. You know, I just kept thanking God just for how good he's been, you know, this year, just to me, to my family, to these guys. It's been, you know, I know there are a lot of praying Rattlers, and I appreciate the prayers. We appreciate the prayers, and these guys believe. You know, that's the one thing about them. And so when we got down 14-0, I know Bill was over there high-fiving and chest bumping, and boy, you could have sold him for a nickel at that time there. Nobody on the sideline panicked. You know, when I looked over, I didn't see a bunch of guys panicking. I didn't see guys bickering. I saw guys saying, we've been here before. I saw guys saying, remember Texas Southern. You know, and so right then, it was a calmness. I've never been more calm in my coaching career after we threw that pick six. I've never been more calm. And usually you see me on the sidelines, I'm animated, you know, because everybody blamed, it wasn't Moosa's fault. The interception wasn't Moosa's fault. The two receivers there didn't block the guy and let him jump the pass. And so I immediately called them over, and, you know, I said, look, guys, that was Eddie Jackson's call. So it didn't work. It was a bad call. I should have listened. I should have stayed with what we were doing because it's working. So it's okay. He's calling me right now. I'm not answering. I talked to him after the game. So just, it's okay. And so, but we were calm. Like Jeremy's face was just, it was calm. And I felt really good knowing that, you know, we were gonna win the game. And so we got the ball back, and we moved down, and, you know, got in a situation, and, you know, you just have a feel. And we called the flea flicker, Proctor, and and it you know it. And I said it in press conference, and I'm telling the God honest truth. We've practiced that play for about the last month. It didn't work one time in practice. I mean, not one time did it work in practice. Either the running back would pitch the ball away, or the lineman would pull too deep, or the receiver wasn't selling good enough, or something bad. Well, we executed perfectly, and we dropped the ball in the end zone. Even when we got ready to leave on Wednesday, we ran it that morning. It didn't work. I said, guys, I'm about to pull it. I'm going to pull it. We're not going to. They said, Coach, just don't pull it, Coach. Please, just keep it. And it was that moment when I signaled in the play, Musa was actually telling me to run that play. Like, we were on the same page at the same time. Like, literally, he was looking at me, telling me to run the way we called the play. And so we called it, and if you watch the TV copy, Terrell almost pitched the ball too wide. I mean, so this would have been a whole different conversation in here. We wouldn't have been joining the Tallahassee Quarterback Club without that one had gone bad. So, but you got a call? Okay. And so when he caught it and he threw it, and of course K-Dot caught it, man, it was, you know, I'm usually pretty calm and poised during the game, you know, especially after scores. I got to tell them whether to go for one or go for two. We botched the 2-point play. I was all the way down on the other end of the field, down there with the fans in the opposite end zone, and so we had to try to scratch. We didn't have a running back anywhere in sight. So Kevin Dean wasn't nowhere to be found. Terrell Jennings, we like, where are the running backs? Everybody's on the field for the 2-point play except the running backs. We have 4, and we couldn't find one of them. And, so when we ran the play in, it wasn't communicated, and thank God it didn't hurt us, because it was just one of those crazy wild moments. But I tell you what, man, that the defense. God, what can I say about our defense? Like I said before, I would never compare them to the defenses of, Jake's era when they were shutting people out every week. But this is definitely by far one of the best defenses that we at any level in the last 20 years. I mean, these guys, just the way they play, the way they trust one another, the way they work. It's truly amazing just to see them work. I said at the start of the season, this has a chance to be the best defense in America, and by God, they are. And so thank God for Coach Ryan Smith, Coach Patterson, Coach Cozy, Coach Morgan, Coach Watkins, Coach Lago, all those guys that put in those long hours. They've done a great job. Isaiah Major, Stanley Mentor, Eric Smith, those guys are unbelievable. We couldn't do this without them, and it's just amazing. So I think I got a call in. Oh, my homegirl from Gadsden County. Oh yeah, Gadsden County standing up. We're trying to work speakerphone up here. We gotta let them. Diane.
Okay, I'm here. I had to just call in from an undisclosed location. When I was there last Wednesday, after I beat Commissioner Proctor in the debate, he had me relocated somewhere, and I don't know where I am. But I did manage to get to a phone and remember to call somebody's phone number. But I wanted to just call in and say I am so proud of you, homie. For the county, for the culture, we are so proud of you and what you have been able to accomplish through those young men, not just on the football field, but off the football field as well. We are so proud of you, and just know that there is no mountain high enough and no valley low enough that we won't honor you and the team in a fashion that will be talked about for years to come. So congratulations, keep on going, look in that portal, look where in the high schools, wherever you need to look, beat Dion in recruiting, and let's do it again next year. Because I couldn't come this year because Proctor had me put away, but next year I need to be in Atlanta for the Celebration Bowl, so we got to do it again. Congratulations, Coach, and we love you and we appreciate you. Go Rattlers.
Thank you. Well, Miss Cox, I'll say this: you don't have to worry about Bill next year because Howard won't be there. So he'll have an orange and green next year rooting us on because Howard won't make it. So you'll be safe. Thank you, love. So, but again, I know you guys are can't wait to ask questions. I know you got plenty of questions, and so we'll take a few questions. And some of my faithfuls, I know, I can't wait. So
remember, do not talk if you don't have the mic. Start with Mr. Anson.
Congratulations, Rattlers. This is not a question. This is a request. I have in my hand a FAMU booster alumni application. Now, I'm glad to see all of you all here, but if you really love the Rattlers, I need you to join this booster organization because, you see, we can't repeat unless we repay. And I think that you've said that, something like that, right, Coach? So I don't have a question, but search your heart. You can afford to pay $750 to be a lifetime member, and you can do that subscribing. You don't have to pay it all at one time. If you can't, you can pay $100. But show your love, don't talk about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Anson. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
So you knew before the game started that they weren't going to call holding and we were going to get some bad spots, right?
Well, we know everybody roots against the Rattlers, so we were prepared for it. We were prepared.
Martha Wilson, will you come forward, please?
No, you know we done some special. Y'all. Eddie, you gonna taste it first.
took it upon myself. I didn't know whether Miss Jackson was going to do it or not. But yesterday I was sitting home, and I said, you know, I give Coach so much hell all year long. So I got to do something nice. I called the store, asked them to do me a cake, and she said, well, I don't know whether I have it ready by 10 o'clock. I said, you got to have it ready. So she said, well, okay, because my son plays with the band. I said, well, FAMU band? She said, yeah. I said, well, you better have it ready. Anyway, I had a cake design, world's greatest coach, Willie Simmons, and football team. This is for you, Coach. You can take it back to the office, and you and your coaching staff can have it. And Mr. Proctor, I have something for you too. Come here.
Yeah, you get it today, Proctor. It's off me today. You get it. you might need one of these knives. Yeah. That's for you. We're proud.
Thank you. You didn't get away. That first half, we gonna talk about.
That's right. Where's Boss? I know Boss in. He had to leave. I was about to say, I know Boss has some questions.
I don't think it's a whole bunch of questions to be asked about.
Well, I know. Nick, you got a question? Yeah, I was just about to say that, so I'll address that. I was recruiting. So asked about our recruiting class. So the early signing period starts today, and so we've sent out some scholarships, obviously, to a few high school student athletes and some junior college transfers. So we're looking forward to getting those back today. We'll announce those as they come in. We'll be very active. One of the I guess the catch-22s of playing in the championship game is that the championship game is Saturday, signing day is the following Wednesday. So obviously as coaches, we haven't been able to get out as much. We haven't been able to host as many young men on campus. So we plan to do that going into the new year. And so we'll be active in the transfer portal like we have been the last couple of years. There are some local high school young men that we're really excited about. Other high schoolers throughout the state that we're excited about. So we feel confident. We have a lot of momentum right now, obviously, and we'll ride that momentum. A lot of really, really talented young men want to be a part of this. And so we'll announce again later today the guys that we're bringing in, but then we'll have another announcement once we get back in January, once school starts, and all the newcomers who will have enrolled during the break. So we'll probably add about 12 guys to the team in January, and so we're really excited about that.
Coach, yeah, do we have any of the guys going to play in postseason?
So we do. We probably right now have about 6 guys that have been invited to the HBCU Legacy Bowl, which is in New Orleans, and our staff will actually be coaching in that game. So right now, top of my head, Jeremy Musa, Isaiah Major, Cam Coven, Jamaria Sheree, Marcus Riley, Javen Morgan. I know all 6 of those guys have gotten invitations to the HBCU Legacy Bowl, and there'll be a few more that will probably come out. Kamar Young was in, so 7 guys right now will be in the HBCU Legacy Bowl, and so that's I'm excited because we get to coach them one more time. So want to see them off the right way.
I was wondering what happened with some of our former players, Chad Hunter and Bishop Bunning, and also they said Quentin Williams was a junior. Have you heard from him for transfer yet?
So as far as our former players, yeah. So Chad is doing well. He's in Orlando, coaching high school football there. Bishop's a project manager down in Tampa, working with a construction engineering company. So he's doing extremely well. As far as transfer guys, we can't speak on any transfers until they actually sign. So we've been contacted by some individuals, and we'll vet them like we do everyone else. But like I said, we'll announce all of the newcomers once they're officially inked in, because we don't want to break any NCAA rules. You got a question over there, Vaughn? Okay. All right. So because the players are all gone. The semester's over with, obviously. So if I take this cake to the field house, it'll just sit there, or I eat the whole thing. So me and Devin, Devin's gonna eat. So so we're gonna. Okay, we got enough. Thanks to Hugh and Vaughn, we got enough knives and forks for everyone. So before you leave, please get your slice of cake, take it with you. I really, really greatly appreciate it. I'm trying to hold my holiday season weight down a little bit. So, but no, please enjoy this. It's courtesy of 220 Club as always. And we're again, I can't say enough how thankful I am to be around such an extraordinary group of individuals that love FAMU, that love this city, that love this community, that love these young people, and they greatly appreciate it. And again, like I said, go ahead and make your reservations for Atlanta next year. Probably the best time to get rates is now for that time of year, because we fully expect to be back there next year doing this thing again. So as always, love you guys. Happy Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday. Oh, we got Ms. Johnson. I'm sorry, real quick, Ms. Johnson.
Good afternoon, each of you. I would be remiss if I didn't stand. I know that our booster president is here from Gadsden County, Selvin Cobb. But as an educator and working with your mom, I have to say that I know that she is smiling and being proud of you today. Being a part of a training with her and hearing that your father had passed away, she and I would talk a lot. So I can just be proud for her standing here today. All of us Rattlers, you being from Gadsden County, watch you grow up, go to school, and come back and contribute to us Rattlers, and we are very proud. So from the servant leader, and you know who that is, and our family, you know what's coming for you, and we appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Johnson. Thank you. Again, enjoy yourself over the holidays. Drink, be merry, have a great time, and we'll see you guys in the new year.
One quick thing before we leave, Mr. Jackson. One quick thing before we leave. Mr. Jackson did not recognize our Leon County property appraiser. I know he's sitting over here in the corner. Can you hear me?
Yes. All right, Proctor's got one announcement.
All right, brothers, sisters, one announcement. In August of every year, this year was August the 17th, we had the community kickoff at the fairground. Many of you were there. And we said at that time, if this coach brings back a national championship this year, we're going to have a celebration. That will occur tomorrow, the fans' celebration at the Moon from 5 to 9. From 5 to 9, a fans' celebration at the Moon, free 99.
I just got a text from Hugh's wife, and she said, tell him to bring all my silverware back home.
Thank you, Mr. Okay. This is our last meeting until January. Last meeting till January.
I was going to carry this over to the AD, but I never did get a chance. And I said, well, I'm going to go to that dinner, and I'm going to give it to you. And you were saying something in the last meeting, y'all were going to start something about carrying on. I forget exactly what you said.
What is this for?
But, raising money for the athletic department.
Oh, okay.
Read it, and my number's on there. Call me and tell me what you think.
Okay.
I don't know what I sent it to her, but I don't know what exactly.